Good morning, all of you. I hope audio and video both are working fine. Akshay, Pranam, Sasmita, good morning. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible? So today is Sivo Jyoti. Good morning. Am I audible? Today is 5th of May. Yes, thank you, Sasmita, for the confirmation. All clear. Today is 5th of May, and in daily current affairs session, we'll see national and international news, sports and awards, government schemes, Odisha affairs. Okay, so let's start. If possible, please share the session with your friends and groups so that more and more number of students will be benefited from this. Okay, take a share kar diyon. Okay, so before we start, let me tell you the Paripurna batch, the admission is going on. Only 2 days left for this. Today is 5th of May, 6th and 7th, only 2 days left. If you want, you can join in the Paripurna batch, okay, foundation batch, prelims and mains, okay. And similarly, we have this Nishchay foundation batch as well. Okay, so let's start today's news. The first news in this daily current affairs analysis of 5th May, World Press Freedom Index 2025. Number 2, Bhutan, Victims of Terrorism Associations Network. Global Wind Report 2025. Bodofa, Upendranath, Brahma, Financial Assistance for Achieving Sustainable Development Goals. So these are the few news in today's news section. One-liner, Jalaj Initiative, Joao Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço, National Community Radio Awards, World Press Freedom Day 2025, Lakkundi Group of Temples. So apart from this, we have few Odisha related news as well, and we will also see some MCQs and mains question. So let's start World Press Freedom Index. India ranks 151st, 151st in the World Press Freedom Index. Report raises alarm over media monopoly. The World Press Freedom Index 2025, prepared by the International Non-Profit Organization. So you just remember, this is a prelims fact. They can ask you in the prelims. Non-profit organization, International Non-Profit Organization, kind of an NGO, Reporters Without Borders. Okay, question could be, which of the following agency publishes World Press Freedom Index? So answer is Reporters Without Borders. Analyzed the state of media freedom around the world. So what does it analyze? State of media freedom. Okay, media kete apankar free, independent. So that state of media freedom around the world. India's position, let's see. India is ranked 151 in 2025. This could be asked in your prelims as well. What is the rank of India's media? 151 in 2025, up from 159 in 2024. India's position has declined steadily over the years. So continuously India's position is declining. You can see in 2019 it was 140. 142 in 2021, 150 in 2022, 161 in 2023. So in 24 it was 159 and 25 it is 151. The major reasons for the decline in India's media freedom include political influence and centralization of media ownership. Straightforward factor को mention करा जाइए. The factor has been mentioned The political influence, number one. Number two, centralization of media ownership. So let's see the global status. Eritrea ranks lowest in the 2025 index, while Norway ranks first. So Norway, the Nordic country or Scandinavian country, is ranking in the first in the World Press Freedom Index. According to the report, the situation in 42 countries is classified as very serious, where doing journalism is not free from life-threatening danger. As we also know, journalists, those independent journalists, RTI activists, their life is always in danger. Their life is always in threat. They face harassment, they face pressure from different field. So this is what they are explaining, that very serious category. If you see additionally, in countries like China, Vietnam, North Korea and Myanmar, the media is completely controlled by the state. So these are kind of an authoritarian regime or dictatorship, you can say, where the media has been completely controlled by the state. And journalists, they face constant danger. The journalists who are praising the government, they will be, rewarded, and the journalist who is criticizing or kind of analyzing the government policy, exposing the government, definitely their life would be danger. You can simply compare with the colonial era that India had. We have seen the Vernacular Press Act and how Britishers wanted to control the media or the press, right? So next is World Press Freedom Index. We are discussing impact of economic pressure. The report also notes that economic conditions of media globally is extremely fragile. Okay, it says the whole economic conditions of media is globally extremely fragile. Journalism is facing a financial crisis. At tech giants such as Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft shallow of media advertising revenues. Okay, so journalism is facing its financial crisis. But if you see Google, Apple, Facebook, those web platforms, they are earning a good revenue from the media advertisement and all. In addition, the financial imbalances between the public and the private media is growing, making it difficult to provide adequate resources and protection to journalists. I think you know this movie has been released, Kesari Chapter 2 of Akshay Kumar and R. Madhavan. If you have seen that, just after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre was done by the General Dyer, immediately it has been instructed to all those police and officials of different districts that burn all those newspaper. Okay, and during that time, one newspaper was there, Punjab Kesari. So it was a Baisakhi day. The event the mass gathering was happened in the Baisakhi day. In the month of April, 13th April was the day. So the next akhbar or the next paper of Punjab Kesari edition, the headlines was Khuni Baisakhi, right? So similar kind of thing is also going on the present time as well. You can correlate with the colonial era, British era, right? Okay. In addition, the financial imbalances between the public and private media is growing, making it difficult to provide adequate resources and protection to journalists. That means there are public medias, there are private medias, but those who are independent journalists, it's very difficult to manage them, because those who are praising the media houses, those who are praising the government, they are getting support from the government, they are getting advertisement from the government. But those who are criticizing, those who are exposing the government's intention, obviously they are in financial crunch. So media crisis around the world. According to the report, media outlets in 160 countries are finding it difficult to achieve financial stability. Journalism on the verge of closure in many countries. In particular, the situation remains dangerous for the journalists in regions such as Middle East and North Africa, where there has been a major destruction of journalism in Gaza by the Israeli army. So majorly you will find the journalists are facing the threat from the Middle East region. Middle East जोटा कि हमरो what you call the Muslim countries kudika achi, Middle East countries kudika achi, and the North Africa. These countries are facing the real challenge, or these countries are facing journalism in those countries are facing the real challenge. Economic difficulties are also threatening the survival of the media in countries such as the United States and Argentina, forcing the closure of some major news outlets. Okay, so economic difficulties, financial crunch. Okay, so they are forced to close their media. United States, Argentina, etc., etc. No. If you see the ranking, it's good to see India's ranking. India's rank is 151st. You can see the 2025 column. Bangladesh is above India with the rank of 149. Just remember, Sri Lanka is again above India, 139. Maldives, another small island country, is above India, is 104th. Nepal, you can say, the neighboring country of ours, is 90th position above India. So the neighboring countries of India is performing much better than India in terms of World Press Freedom Index. Okay. So let's see different categories. यानी कि आप ये बोल सकते हैं 5 कैटेगरीज है, उसमें हम देखेंगे. द फर्स्ट वन इज़ द पॉलिटिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट, सेकेंड इज़ लीगल फ्रेमवर्क, इकोनॉमिक कॉन्टेक्स्ट, सोशियो कल्चरल कॉन्टेक्स्ट एंड सिक्योरिटी. ओके, लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग. Since last 1.5 month we are doing this current affairs. We will continue to do that, but there is a small change in terms of my delivery. There are students जो मैंने कि इंग्लिश मीडियम रे एग्जाम दौरान से दे हैव रिक्वेस्टेड कि सर इफ पॉसिबल यू कीप मैक्सिमम कम्युनिकेशन इन इंग्लिश सो दैट वी कैन राइट आंसर्स इन इंग्लिश. आपण मानक भितर थे जो मैंने इंग्लिश रे एग्जाम दौरान, सो इट इज़ गुड फॉर यू इफ वी मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस विल कीप आवर कम्युनिकेशन इन इंग्लिश. जोटी बुझी पारिबे नाही, आई विल स्पीक गोटे दुटा ओडिया लाइन डेफिनेटली आई विल स्पीक, और मुझे आपको हिंदी भी कहीदे पारि. बेटर टू कीप इन इंग्लिश बिकॉज वी आर गेटिंग फीडबैक फ्रॉम द स्टूडेंट्स. वी हैव स्पोकन टू स्टूडेंट्स जो मैंने कि कहते सर वी आर अपियरिंग फॉर द एग्जाम इन इंग्लिश. सो यू कीप योर मैक्सिमम कम्युनिकेशन इन इंग्लिश सो दैट इट्स इजी फॉर अस. जोटी आम बुझी न पारू डेफिनेटली विल आस्क यू, एंड प्लीज if possible you just switch to 1 or 2 line Odia, or any complex term you can speak in Odia, but please keep the maximum communication in English. Okay, so this is what student is demanding. That is the reason I am focusing more on English kind of communication with you. It's good for you, good for everyone, because ultimately you have to write an answer in English. Okay, speaking is completely different because in interview you can speak English or you can speak in Odia as well, because the interviewer panel is more of cordial. They can simply ask you to speak in Odia. Okay, so किसी problem नहीं. So whenever you feel uncomfortable, sir, this particular point I could not understand, you just drop a message in the comment section. I will definitely explain in Odia if possible. Okay, so this is what we will go through sessions, and not only this session, upcoming sessions, यहाँ पर जितने भी sessions हो, maybe in video recording, MCQ session, live session, we'll do in English most maximum cases, because it will help you, right? Okay. The press freedom questionnaire consists of 5 categories. One is political context, in terms of politics, political context, legal framework, यानी कि law, economic context, that is financial, socio-cultural context, जहाँ में सामाजिक और सांस्कृतिक को बोली को, and then the other one is the security. The World Press Freedom Index is based on score from 0 to 100 assigned to each country or territory, with 100 being the best possible score and 0 being the worst. So this is the score range, 100 to 0 or 0 to 100 you can say. 0 is worst, 100 is the best. Next topic, let's see. Victims of Terrorism Association Network. Bhutan, Victims of Terrorism Association Network is a global network launched by the United Nations Office for Counter-Terrorism. United Nations Office for Counter-Terrorism. Okay, this has been launched. This initiative, what we call the Bhutan Victims of Terrorism Association Network. Okay, the group of Friends of Victims of Terrorism was founded almost 6 years ago under the presidency of Spain and Iraq to defend the rights of victims of terrorism. So those who are affected by the terrorism, let's say in Pahalgam there was an attack and there are people, or though you can say those are survivors, they have lost their near and dear one, their friends, their family members, so they are the victims of terrorism, right? So to support them, so under the presidency of Spain and Iraq, this Victims of Terrorism Association, that is the VOTAN, has been established or initiated. If you see the initiative, this network is a key outcome of the UN Global Congress on Victims of Terrorism 2022, okay, which serves as a global cooperation platform for victims of terrorism. So objective or ultimate objective is to cooperate those victims, okay, those who are affected by the terror act. Goal, let's see, to enable victims and survivors of terrorism to support each other, to help them cope with the challenge they face, to provide opportunities for them to engage as advocates, educators, and peace builders. And in terms of financial support, this network receives financial support from the Spain. So these are the fundamental goals. The one is to support each other. So whoever are the victims, they will support each other, number one. Number two, the agency will help them with respect to their challenges they face in their daily life. Third, if possible, they will be given this opportunity to engage as advocate, educator, peace builders, and financial support would be also provided. Next is Global Wind Report 2025. So from this report, we can simply say this is related to renewable energy. This is related to renewable energy, Global Wind Report. Okay. Global Wind Report 2025 by the Global Wind Energy Council. So who is that agency who publishes this report? Global Wind Energy Council. Let me repeat, Global Wind Energy Council warns that only 77% of the projected wind capacity will meet 2030 targets. Okay, only 77 of the projected capacity will meet 2030. So by 2030, we can meet only the 77%. Falling short of net zero and the Paris Agreement goals of limiting temperature rise well below 2 degrees Celsius, preferably 1.5 degrees Celsius. It's simply saying by 2030, we are not going to achieve the complete, what we call the net zero emission. Net zero carbon emission, जोटा में carbon emission कहूचे, कोयला, fossil fuel, after burning a fossil fuel, we emit the carbon. So we have put a limit on that, कि we will stop this carbon emission by 2030, which is we are not going to achieve as per the Global Wind Report. This is number one observation. Second observation is, as per the Paris Climate Agreement in 2015, we will restrict ourselves below 2 degrees Celsius or preferably 1.5 degrees Celsius of rise in temperature. This is also we are not going to achieve. Why we are targeting to limit the rise in temperature? Because with the increase in temperature or average temperature of the earth, there is melting of ice cap. जो glaciers those glaciers are there, they are simply melting. With the melting of glacier, there is a rise in the sea level. So after rise in the sea level, what is happening? Those islands, they are about to submerge. Okay. Next, wind power capacity. Let's see. Global wind power capacity added in 2024 is 117 gigawatt. Wind power capacity 117 gigawatt, up from 116.6 gigawatt in 2023. If you see the wind power, okay, you will find mostly we are installing wind power or windmill in the western coast. For example, Gujarat, for example, Rajasthan. जो विंड मिल, जो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी अच्छी by the use of windmills, you will mostly find in the western states. Total global wind power capacity added so far is 1,136 gigawatt. Okay, let's see the regional performance. China led the global wind power market, accounting 70% of the added capacity. Other major markets: United States, Brazil, India and Germany. Similarly, Uzbekistan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia doubled onshore wind power capacity addition in Africa and Middle East. So these are different regions, those are working on this, but our job is to achieve that target. We are not able to achieve as per the Global Wind Report 2025. Okay. Offshore wind power. Only 8 gigawatt of offshore wind power capacity is expected to be installed globally in 2024, down 26% from the 2023. So in 2023, it was 26%. Okay, I mean not 26%. In 2023, the whatever amount was there, 26% less we are getting in 2024. So this is what offshore wind power. Offshore wind power means, just I just discussed with you कि जो wind mill गुड़िक आपने देखिए, if you see in the Tamil Nadu also you will find the wind mill. Okay. Now what are the challenges? The first challenge: policy and regulatory issues, volatility in key markets, delays in project approval. This is number one. Okay, volatility in key markets and delays in the project approval. This is number one. Number two, lack of infrastructure, that is low investment in grid upgrades. Low investment in grid upgrades. Okay. Third, financial and market pressure, inflation, higher interest rate, trade protectionism, ineffective renewable energy auction system. If you see, now government has trying to aware about the solar rooftop mission, and government came with this idea, let's provide subsidy. Okay, so that much kind of, you would say, obviously it takes time to convince people कि if you install the solar panel you will be able to produce this much amount of electricity which will save your electricity bill. So it takes time. Okay, so this is one factor, you can say, delays in project approval. Second aspect is lack of infrastructure. Lack of infrastructure means low investment in grid upgrades. So whatever grids we have the same kind of जोटा पुराना चलते about the by using the fossil fuel. So we must upgrade our grid through this wind power, solar power. Okay. Financial and market price, inflation, the rising price. People do not have money to spend on this. Suppose I want to install the solar rooftop panel. Okay, government is giving subsidy, but the rest amount I have to manage. But I can't afford this time. There's so much of inflation, so much of burden on the common man. So this is one aspect. Second aspect is the higher interest rate. Higher interest rate if I am taking any loan. If I am taking any loan to do that, I have to pay a lot of interest, higher interest rate. Second is trade protectionism. Trade protectionism in the sense, suppose many such equipments are imported. But we are not importing, we are simply imposing what? Tariff. So for that reason, the domestically available equipments are not affordable, right? And ineffective renewable energy auction system. Auction system in the sense that the kind of contract or the kind of bidding we are giving to the private sector, that is not effective. So these are few factors, what we call the challenges with respect to the renewable energy. The need for expansion. See, environment is a crucial subject which is asked in your mains as well as prelims. So whenever there is a topic on environment, be careful, study it thoroughly. So the need of expansion. COP यानी कि Conference of Parties 28, countries committed to tripling renewable capacity by 2030. Okay, COP 28 जोटा आपनकर कॉन्फ्रेंस होता COP 28, Conference of Parties 28, committed to tripling renewable capacity by 2030, including the installation of 320 gigawatts of wind power plants. Right, 320 gigawatts of wind power plants. Without this expansion, efforts to limit temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius could fail, leading to serious environmental consequences. Okay, so this is, we have to be careful. If we increase or the temperature rises by 1.5 degrees Celsius, it should have or it has a serious environmental consequences. Status of wind power in India. Cumulative capacity, let's see. As on 31st March 2025, India has achieved wind power capacity of 50.04 gigawatt. Okay, we are able to achieve by 31st March, just it pass kariche 31st March 2025. India has achieved wind power capacity of 50.04 gigawatt. An addition to 4.15 gigawatt is expected in 24-25 from 3.25 gigawatt in 23-24. If you see the global status, India ranks 4th in wind power capacity. Okay, so what are those other three countries in the first, second and third rank? China, US, Germany, and India is in the 4th rank in terms of wind power capacity. If you see the state-wise distribution, highest is Gujarat, just I was discussing with you, Gujarat. Second is the Karnataka, and the third is the Tamil Nadu, or the top wind power producing states. You just remember this. They can ask you in prelims. What are the 4 states who are producing more of wind power? The first one is Gujarat, the second one is Karnataka, the third one is Tamil Nadu. Okay, and yes, so these are the top 3 wind power producing countries. Next, domestic manufacturing capacity. The wind turbine manufacturing industry in India has an annual production capacity of 18,000 megawatt, right? Every year or annually. Barsiko emane kete produce kari parante, how much they can produce? 18,000 megawatt. If you see the offshore wind power, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu together have a total of 71 gigawatt of offshore. Right? Wind power potential, that is Gujarat 36 gigawatt, in Tamil Nadu that is 35 gigawatt. So these states can produce this much amount of wind power, 36 gigawatt, and Tamil Nadu that is 35 gigawatt. Coming to the next topic, Bodofa upendranath Brahma. Okay. So let's see who is Bodofa upendranath Brahma. Union Home Minister Amit Shah recently unveiled a 9-feet high statue of Bodofa upendranath Brahma on the occasion of 35th death anniversary. Also, a road and rotary were named in his honor. This move is a symbol of empowering the cultural and social identity of the Bodo community. So Bodo land in Assam, or Bodo is a territory, or Bodo is a community, you can say first, the tribal community who was demanding a separate territory in Assam. So with now this Bodoland demand has been settled with such kind of agreement, but there was once it was a demand for a separate territory, that is Bodoland. So who is Upendranath Verma? He was the president of All Bodo Students Union. He was a prominent social and political leader of the Bodo tribe. He's also known as Bodofa, which means father of Bodos. Okay, Bodofa, father of Bodos. If you see, the Bodo land is a territorial region of Assam believed to be the home of the Bodo tribe. It is governed by Bodo Territorial Council. It is governed by Bodo Territorial Council, a kind of autonomy has been given to them. Bathau religion is the traditional belief system of the Bodo people based on the worship of Sisau plant. I think you must have seen the tribals are the nature worshipper. They do worship the nature, the plant, the river, the mountains. So similarly, this Bodo community also worships the Sisau plant, a kind of a tree. If you see, the Bodo occurred in 2020, it was a peace agreement aimed at ending insurgency and bringing development in the region. So Bodo community is separatist group, you can say, a fractionist group who were demanding a separate state. So finally government in 2020 signed an accord to bring peace and there will be all-round development for the Bodo community. If you see the Bodo land, you can see this, I think the pink color, the Kakrujhar, Chirang, Baksa, Udalgudi, I mean these are the part of this Bodo land they were demanding. Okay. What the Bodos get? First, a national sports university, number one. Second, a central university named after Upendranath Brahma, former president of All Bodo Student Union. Third, a railway coach factory. Fourth, Sports Authority of India centers at Udalguri, Baksa and Chirang. Fifth, a cancer hospital and a medical college at Tamulpur. Sixth, a veterinary college at Kumarikata, a central university and Reims. Similarly, in 8th, institutes of livelihood management and hotel management. 9th, a regional campus of Indira Gandhi National Tribal University. 10th, a Bodo Memorial Museum. 11th, a National Institute of Technology campus in Udalgiri. 12th, Bodoland Institute of Rural Development and Polytechnic, Vocational Training. I mean, these are the institutions which have been given to the northern Assam. The Kakrujhar, Chirang, Baksha, Udalguri. You can see the green colored districts are the northern Assam. You can say northern parts, something sharing border with the China, right? So these are the area which were demanded as the Bodo land. So without making a separate state, Government of India has given all these facilities to make them integrate with the mainstream. Now moving to the next topic, the financial assistance for achieving sustainable development goal. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called for urgent action in 3 key areas to secure financing for the achievement of the sustainable development goals. So Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called for urgent action of the 3 key areas in terms of sustainable development goals. Those key 3 areas include debt reform, number 1. Number 2, strengthening international financial institutions. Number 3, diversification of financial sources. So debt reform means there are states, those are taking the loan or the debt, but there could be a possibility they are not using it efficiently and properly. As a result, they are again taking debt, so they are in debt trap. Second, strengthening international financial institutions, those who can fund those projects. Okay, diversification of financing sources. We cannot rely on a single or 2 sources of finance. We need to diversify our sources. If you see the background, the world is currently facing the problems such as economic instability, number 1, conflict, trade disruption, which are slowing progress toward the sustainable development goals. Because if you see the last few years, from the last few years, you will find geopolitical turmoil is going on. Israel and Hamas, Israel and Hamas war, Russia and Ukraine war, India and Pakistan tension, Bangladesh is in turbulence. Few years ago, Sri Lanka was in turbulence, Myanmar is in turbulence. So China and other countries are in the kind of conflicting situation. So this is what hampering the sustainable development goals. Okay. Developing countries are spending more than 1.4 trillion annually on debt servicing. Right? So developing countries यानी कि विकास विकासशील राष्ट्र बोलते हैं ना, developing countries, how much they are spending? $1.4 trillion, limiting their ability to invest in the development. Therefore, UN has outlined three main reforms areas that require urgent action. So what are those areas? The number one, G20 common framework. Since G20 is a large bloc, G20 includes all those developed and emerging countries. They can have a proper framework, or they can have a proper financing power to maintain or to keep the pace of sustainable development goals. So G20 common framework for debt resolution should be accelerated, and middle income crisis countries should be included in this framework. Number two, credit rating agency. These agencies should improve their rating methodologies to reduce borrowing cost for developing countries. Okay, so what is this credit rating agencies? There are credit rating agencies the worldwide and in India as well. You must have seen ICRA. Okay, they provide rating to different economies on their performances. For example, AA plus, AAB, triple B plus. So these are ratings on the basis of the economic performance. Obviously, if you take maximum loan, your rating will come down, your rating will decline. So rating decides the foreign investment, rating decides the foreign trade, rating decides the people want to have economic activities with your country. So on the name of sustainable development goals, a country is taking the what you call the loan, then that reduces the rating. So this is another concern for the developing as well as the emerging countries, that for this sustainable development goals we need loan or the finances, but this finances reduces our the rating or the performance of our economy. So this is our concern. That is the reason the what you call the UN, okay, has decided the credit rating agency, the agencies should improve their rating methodologies. Number one. Number two, the debt resolution. Number three, IMF and World Bank. IMF, World Bank, we know they are the sister institutes known as the Bretton Woods institutions. IMF provides loan for the balance of payment crisis. World Bank provides loan for the restructure and development. I think 2 days back you must have seen in the newspaper that World Bank is working with the Odisha with respect to the health of different dams. Right, जो डैम गुड़िको आमर अछि एमती हिराकुड डैम, then the other dams. So World Bank is simply working on or checking the health of the dam so that there would be finances to repair and other work. So these institutions should improve assessment of the debt sustainability by taking into account sustainable development goals and climate vulnerabilities. Okay. If there would be a question on the IMF and वर्ल्ड बैंक, कभी यदि क्वेश्चन आती है ना कि दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है, दो चीज़ ज़रूर याद रखना. एक तो है मतलब सिमिलरिटी में देखोगे तो दोनों यूएन के इंस्टीट्यूट्स है. दोनों के बीच में जो सिमिलरिटी है वो ये है कि दोनों ब्रिटेन वुड इंस्टीट्यूशंस बोला जाता है और दोनों सिस्टर इंस्टीट्यूट्स है. ओके, साथ में ही बने थे 1945 में, बट दोनों के बीच में जो बेसिक डिफरेंस ये है, वर्ल्ड बैंक रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग के लिए लोन देती है, डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए लोन देती है, whereas IMF बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट के लिए लोन देती है. ओके, बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट मीन्स द बैलेंस शीट जो which maintains the record of export and import, right? This is IMF. Okay, so moving to the next. Strengthening international financial institutions, multi-developmental banks. What is multi-developmental banks? Yeah, multilateral development banks. Multilateral development banks means, let's say IMF and World Banks are multilateral. Multilateral means many countries are involved in this banking system. Okay, multilateral development banks need recapitalization to enhance their lending capacity. Recapitalization means they need more fund so that they can provide fund to the developing countries to achieve the sustainable development goals. I've already told you, you just go through the sustainable development goals and take a picture and paste it in the study table so that every time you can see the different goals, okay, from 1 to 17. 169 targets are there, but no need to remember all targets. You just try to remember all those goals, that is 1 to 70. Okay, so next is affordable finance for the developing countries. This multilateral development banks should focus on raising private finance at affordable rates to provide better financial support. That means UN is requesting those multilateral development banks, or let's say IMF, World Bank, Asian Development Bank. These banks will provide very, what do you call the soft loan? Soft loan in the sense the loan carries the very less amount of interest rate. Okay, because these are for the developmental purpose. That means countries will spend this money for the poverty alleviation. Countries will spend for the money for the employment generation. Countries will spend for the money, let's say, for the renewable energy. So these are developmental loan. So we need a very affordable price. Okay, then only these countries can able to reduce the achieve the goals. Next is diversifying sources of finance. We cannot rely only on these multilateral institutions. We need to fund from diverse sources, because if we put all our eggs in the same basket, it's difficult for us to manage. So what we need to do, mobilizing domestic resources. हमें घरेलू संस्था से भी पैसे जनरेट करनी होगी, यानी कि घरेलू यानी कि डोमेस्टिक सोर्सेस से भी पैसे निकालने होंगे फॉर दिस project, financing those projects. So what are those? Improving the health, education, infrastructure. For example, we can impose a cess on a particular thing to generate resources to spend on the SDG, yani ki Sustainable Development Goals. Along with that, blended finance in the collaboration with the private sector. Countries should expand blended finance options in collaboration with the private sector. Blended finance options means, suppose, both the two countries are more than, let's say, BRICS. BRICS is a block countries like India, China, Brazil, South Africa. So Russia is there, and other Egypt is there. So these are the, let's say, block. They can have a proper collaboration with respect to their private sector as well. So on the mode of PPP, public-private partnership. Okay. Controlling corruption. So corruption is part and parcel of our life. If you see, khas karke the developing and developed countries, you will find the corruption. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to check on the corruption so that more and the funds can be used in an efficient manner. One line current affairs, Jalaj initiative. The first one, Jalaj initiative. It aims to promote sustainable economic development in the Ganga River basin. Actively involve people's participation in the conservation of Ganga. This you have to remember, that Jalaj initiative, Jalaj University, you can say, Ganga redevelopment program, the Ganga redevelopment program, or development of the Ganga River basin, right? Sustainable economic development in the Ganga River basin, number one. Number two, with the participation of the people, or the community participation, you can say. It has been launched in the collaboration with the National Mission for the Clean Ganga and Wildlife Institute of India. Okay, so you have to also remember, आपको याद रखनी होगी, National Mission for Clean Ganga and Wildlife Institute of India. दो चीज़ें, दो संस्था के साथ मिलकर ये जलाज इनिशिएटिव को लॉन्च किया गया है. Under the Jalaj initiative, 75 Jalaj centers will be set up in the Ganga basin. Okay. द जलाज इनिशिएटिव के माध्यम से हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि 75 जलाज सेंटर्स को भी इस्टेब्लिश किया जाए टू मेक डॉल्फिन्स फाउंड इन द गंगा रिवर अट्रैक्टिव फॉर द टूरिस्ट. इफ वी मेक, सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन चिलिका ऑल्सो, चिलिका इज अट्रैक्शन with respect to the wildlife. What is that wildlife? The bird, plus the dolphin. The similar kind of dolphin attraction tourism we can promote in the Ganga River basin as well. To create awareness about the conservation of Ganga River and its ecosystem, the centers where tourists and community members can also purchase various products. Okay, so more tourism will come there, and there will be an economic activity. The Jalaj initiative will support NMCG, यानी कि National Mission for Clean Ganga, Earth Ganga concept, which focuses on sustainable economic development of the Ganga River basin. Okay. Next, João Manuel Gonçalves Lorneco. The visit of Angola President João Manuel Gonçalves Lorneco to India is the first visit of an Angola president to India after 38 years. Just remember, after 38 years, the Angola president for the first time visited India. The bilateral trade between India and Angola has crossed $4 billion in 23-24. Angola's name comes up from Angola, which derived from the Bantu language. So this you have to remember, आपको याद रखनी होगी, the who is the president or which country's president visited India after 38 years. So this was the first visit. Angola is bordered by the Namibia, Botswana to the south, Congo to the north, and the Zambia to the east. Angola has rich reserves of petroleum oil, gold, and other minerals. So this is Angola, the western part of the Africa. Okay, western part. National Community Radio Awards. Dr. Murugan addressed the inaugural session of the Community Radio Conference held at WEBS. During the conference, 10th National Community Radio Awards were presented. Radio Mayur of Mayur Kala Kendra Bihar won the first prize in the thematic award category for the program Tek Shakhi. So this you have to remember. Radio Mayur of Mayur Kala Kendra Bihar won the first prize. Okay, on the first prize with respect to Tek Shakhi. Yerla Bani radio station Maharashtra received the first prize in the most innovative community radio category for the program Kahani Sunandachi. Okay, Kahani Sunandachi. So this was the program for which the Yerla Bani radio station Maharashtra received the first prize, most innovative community radio, and Mayur of Mayur Kala Kendra Bihar on the first prize in terms of thematic award category. Tek Shakhi. World Press Freedom Day 2025 is observed in 3rd May with the aim of spreading awareness about the importance of press freedom. We just discussed the Press Freedom Index. The day is part of the right to freedom of expression under Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, if you connect with the Indian Constitution, this is right to free speech, right to freedom of expression. World Press Freedom Day was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in December 1993 after UNESCO's General Conference recommended it. Okay, so you have to again remember United Nations General Assembly December 1993 December ये recommend किया गया था यूनेस्को जनरल कॉन्फ्रेंस के माध्यम से. Windco Declaration, the date of May 3 was chosen as the anniversary of Windco Declaration, a 1991 declaration by the African journalist in the Namibian city of Windco calling for the press freedom. Okay. Theme for 2025, this is very important as far as prelims point of view. Reporting in the brave new world, the impact of artificial intelligence and press freedom and media. Okay, this is the theme you have to remember. Reporting in the brave new world, impact of artificial intelligence and press freedom and the media. Lakkundi groups of temples. Lakkundi groups of temples likely to be included in the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Site. Tentative list of World Heritage Site which will be included. Lakkundi group located in which state? Karnataka. You have to remember Karnataka. In which district? Gadag. Yeah, Gadag, you can say Gadag district. It was known as the Loki Gundi in ancient text. Similarly, historical period, if you see, the temples were built during the reign of Kalyana Chalukya dynasty. This temple was built during the Chalukya dynasty, that is known as the Lakkundi group of temples. The place is famous for its beautiful blend of Dravidian and Nagara style and elaborate craftsmanship. Right? One thing, let me tell you, I think you know the temple architecture, Nagara, Dravida, and Besara. Besara is what we call the combination of both Nagara and Dravida. I think this particular temple is similar kind of this mix of both Dravidi and Nagara style. Okay, so we can call it Besara style of temple, Lakkundi group. Lakkundi also has a huge Jain temple dedicated to Mahavir. Mahavir, the Jain religion. Okay. Before I proceed, let me tell you, we have a foundation course on sociology. Those who want to keep sociology as their optional, they can join our batch. Sarosh sir is taking the sociology optional. So this is the price. You can use it for the maximum discount. You can use it my code as well, JN Live, to get the maximum discount. Okay. Next is, similarly we have geography optional. Similarly we have the home science optional as well. Moving to the Odisha news. Sahajog mobile application, Odisha government. Sahajog is a grievance redressal mobile application launched by the Odisha government. It aims to strengthen rural governance through real-time complaint tracking. Okay. Sahajog mobile application is a grievance, yani making the government good, or what we call the good governance. The government has launched the Sahajog mobile application. Real-time complaint tracking. Real-time complaint tracking. जैसे ही कंप्लेन होगी उसको ट्रैक किया जाए कि कंप्लेन की ग्रीवेंसेस की रिड्रेस हुई या नहीं, कंप्लेन की सुनवाई हुई है या नहीं. द एप्लीकेशन इज पार्ट ऑफ द पंचायती राज एंड ड्रिंकिंग वाटर डिपार्टमेंट डिजिटल आउटरीच. ओके. Citizens can report issues related to drinking water, sanitation and rural development. तीन मेन चीज़ें, three core areas. Drinking water facilities. If you are not getting the piped drinking water facilities, you can lodge a complaint. Number one. Number two, sanitation, cleanliness, the local municipality, if they are working or not. And the other one is the rural development. It enhances accountability by mapping grievance redressal timeliness. Sahajog supports GPS tagged complaint lodging for the transparency. GPS tagged, okay, geographical positioning system. The real-time complaint, and that will be resolved. It empowers local self-government through tech-based feedback loops. Similipal National Park. Similipal is a tiger reserve national park and the biosphere reserve in Odisha. Similipal is blend of three things. Number one, the tiger reserve it has. Number two, national park it has. Three, biosphere reserve. Let me tell you the kind of one funny thing that everyone till now was in mind. I mean, if you see the government document as well, if government has also mentioned Similipal is a national park. That means there are two national parks in Odisha. One is the Bhitarkanika National Park and second one is the Similipal National Park. Similipal is deserve to get a national park status because it fills all those criterias except one, and Odisha government is trying to give this status from 1980. Okay, officially it was not given the status, however it is considered as the national park. Now, what was that criteria why it has not been officially designated as the national park? The only criteria was inside the national park there would be no human habitation. But if you see, there are 5 to 6 villages were there and those tribal people are living inside the forest. So now successfully government has relocated them, rehabilitated those villagers. Now it's a complete free from any human habitation. So that is the reason it has been given the status of national park. So officially, Simil Park is now a national park in our country, in our country as well as state. It is India's 107th national park and Odisha's Odisha's uh, uh, second national park. Okay, the first one is the Vitarkanika and the second one is the Similipal. Vijayalakshmi, it's up to you, because see, if English speaking is a problem for you, so I would say in interview you can speak in Odia. If writing English is not a problem for you, so go for the English medium, because do not take risk. Okay, it's safer side. If you want to write English in mains, go for that. As far as speaking point of view, in speaking for the interview you can speak in Odia as well. There are students those who have given interview in Odia and they have qualified this time. Okay, ओडिया में इंटरव्यू दिया जा सकता है, नो प्रॉब्लम. एज फार एज मेंस इज कंसर्न, इफ यू वांट टू राइट इन मेंस, डू दैट, because that is most easier thing, because material is available, everything is available. In ODI it's difficult to, like, material nahi, you don't have the material in ODI. Okay, anyway, so Similipal is a tiger reserve, national park and biosphere reserve in Odisha. It is part of the Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve. Third, the park is named after simil, silk cotton tree found abundantly there. So why the name is Similipal? Simil, silk cotton tree you will find. It harbors Bengal tiger, elephant and rare melanistic tiger population. Globally, if you see the melanistic tiger population, that is the one place that is Similipal, because of their rare, I think generally you will find the black spot on the skin, but the black spot is kind of most prominently visible on their skin, which is considered as the gene mutation. Okay, the melanin content in their skin is high. That is the reason the जो skin patches काफ़ी बड़ी दिखती है, right? That stripe has become the patches. Okay, Similipal is a UNESCO biosphere reserve. It includes what? Sal, bamboo and orchid. Let me tell you, if you see this Odisha, the highest percentage of vegetation you will find in Odisha is deciduous forest, that is dry deciduous forest, and sal is the most dominated tree in that deciduous forest. Agriculture Promotion and Capital Investment Corporation Limited, APICOL, was established in 1996 by the Odisha government. It promotes agri-entrepreneurship and private investment in agriculture. Government wants to convert agriculture, which is very subsistence in nature, and government wants to convert it to a commercially viable and a profitable business. It will enhance the productivity of the agriculture as well as the income of the farmer. So this is what the dual objectives has been set by the government. It promotes agri-entrepreneurship and private investment. Third, APICOL supports schemes related to post-harvest infrastructure and processing. Fourth, it provides financial and technical assistance to agri-based industries. Fifth, the organization also manages subsidy components under the state agricultural policies. It works closely with the NABARD and financing agencies. APICOL aids in policy execution under Odisha's agricultural policy. So APICOL is an agency which promotes the entrepreneurial or entrepreneurship among the farmers. Farmer will take agriculture as a commercially viable and a commercial profitable profession, because no farmer wants to take, or no farmers is convinced that agriculture is a profession. That is the reason the young population is not attracted towards the agricultural as a profession. Rather, they can do other works, but they are not attracted towards the agriculture because of this uncertainty. So that is the reason APICOL is trying to make a profitable business to the agricultural sector by importing or by including this, what we call the entrepreneurial kind of thing. Next, MCQs, please answer. India is ranked 151. India is ranked 151 in 2025, while it was ranked 159 in 2024. The major reasons for the decline in the Indian media freedom include political influence and centralization of media ownership. Third, Sudan ranks lowest in the 2025 index while Norway ranks first. Answer please. Just discussed. आंसर करिए आप लोग. Answer is C, 1 and 2, because Sudan is now the lowest. Okay. Option is not visible. 1 only, 2 only, 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. 1 and 2 hochi C and D re hochi 1 and 3. Yes, Eritrea is the last one. Okay. So answer is 1 and 2. First statement and second are correct. Next. Bhutan Victims of Terrorism Association Network is a global network launched by the United Nations Office of Counter-Terrorism. This network is a major outcome of UN Global Congress on Victims of Terrorism 2021, which serves as a global cooperation platform for victims of terrorism. Which one is correct? I think C, both 1 and 2. Yes. Next. Global wind power capacity is expected to increase 117 gigawatt in 2024, up from 116 gigawatt in 2023. The US leads the global wind power market, contributing 70% of the power capacity. Only one, because China leads the global wind power market. Okay, so first only one is correct. Union Home Minister Amit Shah recently unveiled a 9 feet tall statue of Bodofa, upendranath Brahma, on the occasion of 35th death anniversary. The Bodofa 2020 was a peace agreement aimed at ending insurgency and bringing development in the region. Answer. Answer C. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. Next is Lakkundi group of temple. The temples were built during the reign of Kalyan Chalukya dynasty. Second, the place is famous for its beautiful blend of Dravidian style and elaborate culture. Blend of Dravidian and Nagara style and elaborate culture. Okay. So in a way ଏଟାକୁ सी भी କହିପାରିବେ, କାରଣ ସେମିତି ଏକ୍ସକ୍ଲୁସିଭ୍ କିଛି ତ ଲେଖା ହେଇନି, ତ ଏଲାବୋରେଟ୍ କଲଚର୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦ୍ରାବିଡ଼ିଆନ୍ ଷ୍ଟାଇଲ୍ ତ ଠିକ୍ ବି କହିପାରିବେ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ. ସୋ ଦିସ୍ ଆନ୍ସର୍ ଇଜ୍ ସି again. Next is Sahajog mobile application. Next is Sahajog mobile application designed to track grievances in urban municipalities. Okay. And the app allows GPS tagged complaint submission It is a part of the Department of Panchayat Raj and Drinking Water Initiative. What would be the answer? If you see, only 2 and 3, B is correct. Why? The first statement is incorrect because it is for the rural problem, rural development. Okay. Besar style, yes. Besar, see, it's a blend of Nagara and Dravida. It's saying it's a blend of Nagara and Dravida. So, second statement was only लिखा है the place is famous for its beautiful blend of Dravidian style and elaborate sculpture. Blend of Dravidian लिखा है, right? वो भूल गया है शायद. द्रविडियन और नागरा लिखना चाहिए था उसको. यदि एक्सक्लूसिव लिखता ना तो फिर हम गलत बोल सकते थे. तो थोड़ा सा फ्रेमिंग, स्टेटमेंट फ्रेमिंग जो है ना वो बहुत ही क्लियर नहीं है. तो बहुत ही सिंपल सा चीज़ यही है कि स्टेटमेंट की फ्रेमिंग क्लियर नहीं है. सो वी कैन इजीली से ठीक अच्छे ଆପଣ ତାକୁ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟକୁ ହିଁ କରେକ୍ଟ ମାନନ୍ତୁ, ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଭୁଲ ଅଛି କାରଣ ଏଇଟା ବ୍ଲେଣ୍ଡେଡ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦ୍ରବିଡ଼ିଆନ୍ ନାଗରା ହେବା କଥା. ସୋ ଇଟ୍ସ ବ୍ଲେଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍ ଦ୍ରବିଡ଼ିଆନ୍ ନାଗରା which is also known as the Besar. Okay. Coming to this, it is designed to track grievances in urban municipalities. It's not urban municipalities, rural. So answer is 2 and 3, that is B. APICOL, it is a government of India enterprise, promotes investment in agriculture and allied sector. It plays a role in implementing agri-entrepreneurship scheme in the state. So it's a state government enterprise. It's not, APICOL is not kind of government of India. So answer is 2 and 3. Okay. Answer is 2 and 3. B is the answer. APICOL question का answer B होगा, 2 and 3. Consider the following statement. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is host unique population of melanistic tiger located in the state of Jharkhand. You just, it's a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, not heritage site. UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. So first statement is incorrect. Second statement is correct. That is B, 2 only. Third is also not correct. Okay. Now, this is today's question. You just today's question is about the press freedom and how this press was in the colonial time. So you simply write it. I will provide this PDF in my Telegram group. You can go through these questions. Second is the Global Wind Report 2025. This is another question related to renewable energy. Okay. Now, yesterday's last class question, if you see that the right to education 2009 has been milestone in ensuring inclusive and equitable education in India. However, its implementation continues to face several challenges. Critically examine number 1. Number 2, state-led initiative like the Chief Minister Kisan Yojana complements central agricultural schemes by addressing region-specific challenges faced by the farmers. Discuss the key features, objectives, effectiveness of CM Kisan Yojana. Suggest measures to strengthen such initiative. Okay, these are the 2 questions. So let's see the answer. The first question answer is right to education, which came in 2009, added in 21A, and providing free education to 6 to 14 age group. If you see the achievement, increased enrollment, okay, 25% reservation for the private schools, increase the people teacher ratio, infrastructure. If you see the challenges in terms of implementation, then in terms of poor learning outcome, I think you know this annual survey of education report, which says that there are people, those who do not know the basic numeracy, yani basic mathematics. They can't read English book, basic English. They can't identify the basic English letter. So these are the poor outcomes. Infrastructure gap, okay, water supply, electricity, sanitation, no toilet facilities, teacher shortage, teacher absenteeism, okay, low compliance. That means those who are enrolled in the private schools, it's a provision that government will reimburse the money, so there is a delay in that. Clear? So these are the points you can highlight in the challenges. Similarly, the way forward, integrate the new education policy in 2020 goals with the right to education, improve teacher training and accountability, improve the public school infrastructure, technology and community engagement. So these are few fundamental way forwards you can write. Similarly, second question is about the CM Kisan Yojana. CM Kisan Yojana, where 4,000 rupees is given to the farmer in 2 installments, is complementing with the PM Kisan. In PM Kisan, 6,000 rupees is given, 2,000 in 3 installments. So total 6,000 plus 4,000, that is 10,000. Okay, and what is the purpose of it? Make the farmer independent with respect to farmer can make the investment in the field, input investment, purchase the capital, purchase the fertilizer, where good varieties of seeds, can finance the irrigation, so that overall productivity can be increased. So these are the key features and objectives. Effectiveness, one such criticism is the CM Kisan and PM Kisan fund is used for the personal consumption rather than the inputs in the agricultural field. This is one such criticism we have seen. Okay, so you can see the effectiveness, breeds implementation gap, provides timely relief, farmer registration. These are the effectiveness and measures to strengthen yani way forward. Susmita, dropout rate has significantly reduced. Okay, dropout is dropout is not a see, in the school level, dropout is not a concern for us, because we have already achieved that enrollment ratio of more than 95%, right? In higher education is a problem, because those who are completing schools, they are not entering into the higher education. Let's say we are considering the school education till the 12th class, but after that they are not entering into the higher education. That is a matter of concern, because in higher education, if there is lack of fund, lack of people, then there would be no research. If there would be no research, no scientific innovation, then obviously research, scientific innovation is having a direct relation with the economic growth. Okay, so this is what is hampering the system, whole system. Dropout rate is not a problem these days in the school education, because we have achieved that kind of enrollment ratio of 95%. Okay, that is a decent amount. We are trying to do that as per 100%, but it's a decent amount. So these are the measures to strengthen, that means way forward. KYC, okay, promote convergence with the central scheme, increase the awareness and grievances, incorporate climate resilient farming, for example, the millet farming. So that's it from my side. This is Paripurna batch. If you want to join in the foundation batch, you can join it. Okay, and let me tell you, both the foundation batch, this Paripurna batch would be in English and little bit of Odia, you can say. Bilingual we generally do, but in the Nishchay batch, it is English and Hindi. Okay, and this is the test series, so where you can join, because July is the tentative date for the prelims, so you can join for the test series. And this is Nishchay batch, again the foundation batch for the upcoming OPSC OCS exam. If you want to join, you will get those handwritten notes, live classes, mentorship support, current affairs, weekly current affairs session, ODS specific classes also you will get. So all these things you will get. Okay, so again, this OPSC sociology optional, geography optional we have, science, home science optional we have. Okay, so thank you very much. This is my Telegram channel, you can join it. You can get all those PDF. I will post my PDF just after the class. Okay, Telegram and Insta and Facebook you can follow. Let me tell you, so now onwards whatever may be the session in the YouTube, we will try to make it maximum in English medium, because 90% of our students, yeah, 90 to 95% people are appearing in English medium. So better we focus on this English medium, and somehow we'll manage with respect to little Hindi or little Odia to make you better understanding, but mostly lecture would be in English. Okay, I think you also agree with me. If you are writing in English, what is the point to like make it a bilingual or a complete Odia medium classes? Okay, I hope you are agree with me. So we'll continue with this space, and thanks for your understanding. And please do join, please do share this session to all with your friends, those who are appearing exam. Okay, OPSC OCS this time or maybe next time. Thank you very much. See you soon. Thank you.